Stop. Listen to me. The higher you rise, the louder the doubt becomes. That six-figure salary, that list of awards, that team that reports to you, it all feels like a lie, a temporary role you're playing before they find you out. This is imposter syndrome, the invisible ceiling keeping you from your true wealth. This audiobook is not about coping with that feeling. It is about destroying it. We are going to dismantle the fear of your own success, one lie at a time. Your success is not an accident. It's time you started acting like it. Before we dive deeper, do one thing. Stop this video and hit subscribe. On this channel, we do not tolerate mediocrity and we do not waste time on doubt. We build empires. If you are ready to stop apologizing for your success and finally take what is yours, this is your channel. Hit subscribe and turn on all notifications. And now, pay attention. Chapter 1. The High Earner's Paradox. Why Success Feels Like a Fraud. We will not waste time. We are here to get straight to the problem. You are listening to this for one reason. You have the corner office. You have the seven-figure portfolio. You have the team you report to, the title on the door, and the respect of your peers. And you are convinced it is all about to disappear. You feel like a fraud. This is the high earner's paradox. It is the central lie that successful people tell themselves. The lie says this: the more you achieve, the less you deserve it. The more external evidence you accumulate of your competence, the more you internally dismiss it as luck, timing, or a catastrophic mistake. You are the one who scaled the company 300%. You are the one who closed the impossible deal. You are the one who got the promotion, the bonus, and the accolades. And you are the only one in the room who believes you didn't earn it. This is a cognitive distortion. It is a virus in your operating system, and it is costing you. It is costing you money. It is costing you opportunities, and it is costing you the one thing you can never get back: time. This ends today. Let's be crystal clear about what this is and what it is not. What you are feeling is not humility. Stop calling it that. Stop dressing it up in a noble disguise. Humility is a quiet confidence. Humility is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. Humility is an accurate assessment of your value. What you are doing is self-sabotage. What you are doing is intellectual dishonesty. You are looking at a mountain of factual, empirical evidence of your success, and you are choosing to call it a lie. This is a distortion. It is a broken feedback loop. Your brain is rejecting facts in favor of feelings, and you are letting it. You have a choice. You think this fear is keeping you sharp. You think this doubt is keeping you grounded. No, it is keeping you small. It is keeping you stuck. It is keeping you from the next level of your wealth and your impact because you are terrified of the current level. Here is what this looks like in the real world. I call it the intern mindset. You may have the title of CEO. You may have a partner's salary. You may have the office of a founder, but you are operating with the mindset of an intern on their first day. Think about it. How does an intern act? They are terrified of making a mistake. They apologize for taking up space. They seek permission before doing anything. Is it okay if I email this client? Is this the right way to format this report? Am I allowed to be in this meeting? Now look at your behavior. You, the high earner, you, the leader. You get into a high-stakes meeting and you hedge your language. This might be a stupid idea, but I just think maybe we should. I'm not sure if this is right, but stop. You don't think, you know, you don't guess. You have the data. Stop using the language of an intern. When you over-prepare for a simple presentation, you are not doing it to be excellent. You are doing it because you are terrified of being wrong. You are terrified of one question you can't answer, one data point you missed, one person in the room who might know more than you. You are the CEO, yet you are still seeking permission. You are the leader, but you are still waiting for instructions. You don't need their permission. You are the permission. This is the fundamental disconnect. The intern is paid to learn. The CEO is paid to decide. You are being paid to decide, but you are still acting like you are being paid to learn. That's the key. This is where we introduce the first rule of this audiobook. This is the phrase you must drill into your mind until it replaces the intern's voice. Your achievements are not arguments, they are evidence. Read that again. Burn it into your brain. When you close a multi-million-dollar deal, that is not an argument that you might be good at sales. It is evidence. It is a fact. It is a data point. It is logged in the ledger. When you are promoted to senior vice president, that is not an argument that you might be a leader. It is evidence. It shows that a board of directors, a CEO, and a team of executives reviewed the data and made a strategic decision. They chose you. Your job is to stop arguing with the evidence. You treat your life like a courtroom where you are the prosecutor and your own success is on trial. You keep cross-examining your wins. But was it really my idea? But didn't the market just go up? But wasn't my competitor just having a bad quarter? Stop it. Just stop. You are dishonoring the work. You are dishonoring the sacrifice. You are dishonoring the late nights, the early mornings, the risks you took, and the discipline you showed. It's not about feeling worthy. This is not therapy. This is training. It is about the discipline to accept the data. You have a choice. You can keep listening to the insecure, unqualified intern in your head, the one who is still amazed they even have a key card, or you can step into the role you have already earned. The intern asks, "Am I allowed?" The CEO says, "This is the direction." The intern hopes for a good review. The CEO sets the standard. Let's talk about the cost of this. The intern mindset isn't just an internal feeling. It has massive external consequences. It's the reason you didn't ask for the 40% raise, you asked for 15%. It's why you didn't launch the new division. You launched a small pilot program. It's the reason you didn't buy the asset. You watched the market. You are hedging your bets because you are playing not to lose rather than playing to win. The CEO's mindset is to win. The CEO understands that the cost of inaction is infinitely higher than the risk of a mistake. You are so afraid of making a mistake or being found out that you are guaranteeing you will underperform. From this moment on, you will stop asking for permission. You will stop hedging your statements. You will stop apologizing for your success. Why? Because your achievements are not arguments. They are evidence. You are no longer building your case. The case is closed. The verdict is in. You are competent. You are successful. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Your new job is not to prove you belong in the room. Your new job is to lead the room. That's the key. This paradox, the one that makes you feel smaller as your world gets bigger, is the foundation of your imposter syndrome. It is the lie that you are lucky instead of skilled. You have accepted this lie because it feels safer than the alternative. Because if it's luck, you're not responsible. If it's a fluke, you don't have to live up to it. It's time to accept the responsibility. It's time to live up to it. You have the evidence, the bank account, the title, the results. Stop arguing with the evidence. You must burn the intern mindset to the ground. You have a choice. Choose the CEO mindset. Now that you understand why you reject the evidence, you are ready to confront the next lie. This is the lie that keeps you on the hamster wheel of achievement. The lie that tells you your current success is not enough to be safe. You think that one more win will finally cure the doubt. You think one more million, one more promotion, one more victory will be the one that finally makes you feel secure. You are wrong. We are going to dismantle that lie next. Chapter 2: The Myth of One More Win. In the last chapter, we established a fact. Your achievements are evidence. We began separating your feelings from the facts. But the imposter mind is clever. It has a backup plan. If it can't convince you that your past success is a lie, it will convince you that your current success is irrelevant. It does this with one simple toxic phrase. A phrase you tell yourself every single day. I just need one more win, one more client, one more promotion, one more zero in the bank account. If I can just close this next deal, then I'll feel secure. If I can just get the partner title, then I'll know I belong. If I can just hit 10 million, then I can finally relax. This is the greatest lie the high achiever tells. This is the myth of one more win, and it is the fuel that keeps your imposter syndrome alive. Let's be clear, that one more win does not exist. It is a phantom. It is a mirage in the desert. It is a finish line that moves 1 foot forward for every 1 foot you run. The moment you reach it, the second you cross that line, the goalpost shifts. You got the promotion you wanted. You felt good for a day, maybe a week. Then the new voice kicked in. Okay, but can you handle this? The real test is getting to the next level. The real leaders are the ones above you. You're not safe yet. You hit your first million. You saw the number, and your brain immediately said, 1 million is nothing. The real players are at 10. You're still small time. You are chasing a horizon you can never ever catch because you are the one moving it. That's the key. This isn't ambition. Stop calling it drive. Stop calling it hustle. This is a compulsion. This is a fear-based addiction. You are not running toward a goal. You are running away from the feeling of being a fraud. You believe that if you can just run fast enough, for long enough, the feeling of not enough will finally get tired and give up. It will not. You will. You will burn out. You will sacrifice your health, your relationships, your peace of mind, all in service of a finish line that you refuse to let yourself cross. You have a choice. You can end this today. The discipline is to stop. The discipline is to plant your feet in the cement of your current reality and say, this is it. This is the core command for this chapter. You must internalize this. Stop chasing the next enough. Your current position is the enough you once prayed for. 5 years ago, you would have killed to be where you are right now. 10 years ago, the life you are currently living was your wildest, most impossible dream. You are living inside a miracle that you built, and you are treating it like a failure. You are treating it like a stepping stone. You are dishonoring your own journey. You are invalidating the very evidence we talked about in Chapter 1. Because the imposter needs you to believe you are not done. It needs you to believe you are not safe. Because if you ever stop, if you ever just stand still and look at what you've built, you might realize the truth. You are not a fraud. You are a fortress. This chase for one more win is a distraction. It is the ultimate form of procrastination. It keeps you so focused on the future that you never have to confront the present. It lets you avoid the hard work. What is the hard work? The hard work is sitting with your success. The hard work is accepting your accomplishments without adding a but. The hard work is owning the power you already have rather than constantly seeking more. It is not about one more win. It is about the discipline to accept the wins you already have. You don't need permission from your future self to be powerful today. Let's analyze the trap. It's the if-then trap. If I achieve X, then I will feel Y. If I get the house, then I will feel secure. If I get the title, then I will feel worthy. This is a broken equation. Worthiness is not a result of achievement. Worthiness is a decision. Security is not a number in your bank account. Security is a mindset. There are people with $10,000 in the bank who feel more secure than those with $10 million. Why? Because they are not at war with themselves. They are not constantly moving their own goalposts. They have decided, this is enough. I am enough. You, the high earner, have not made this decision. You are using your achievements as bargaining chips. You are trying to negotiate your way to a feeling of peace. Okay, God, universe, board of directors, if you just give me this, I'll stop feeling like a fake. It will never work. You have to stop negotiating. You have to make a declaration. The declaration is this: stop chasing the next enough. Your current position is the enough you once prayed for. This doesn't mean you stop growing. This doesn't mean you become complacent. That is the fear talking. That is the imposter's trap. It tells you, if you stop running, you'll fall behind, you'll lose it all. No, when you stop running from a feeling, you can finally start walking toward a vision. When you stop chasing enough, you can begin building more, but you will be building it from a place of strength, not from a place of scarcity. You will be building from a place of I am already whole, now let's see what I can create. Instead of I am broken, maybe this next thing will fix me. That's the key. So what is the action? The action is an anchor. From now on, when that voice starts, when you close a deal and the voice immediately says, "What's next?" you stop. You physically stop. You anchor yourself in the present moment and you name the win. You say it out loud. I just closed the Miller account. That was the goal. I will sit in this victory for the rest of the day. What's next is a question for tomorrow. You must force yourself to end the race. You must declare a finish line daily. You must stop giving your imposter syndrome a future to live and starve it of oxygen. The oxygen is your constant, frantic chase for the next thing. You have a choice. You can spend the rest of your life on this hamster wheel, chasing a phantom enough that will never arrive, only to wake up at 65, wealthy, powerful, and empty. Or you can stop. You can plant your flag today. You can declare your current position as the enough you once prayed for. And from that place of grounded, centered power, you can begin to build your real legacy. You have stopped arguing with the evidence of your past. You have now stopped chasing the phantom of your future. You have taken away the imposter's two greatest weapons, dismissing your history and hijacking your future. Now, you are ready to face the core of the fear, the specific, visceral, day-to-day terror, the one that keeps you up at night, the one that whispers in your ear right before you walk into the boardroom. We are going to dissect it. We are going to expose it. Chapter 3: The Anatomy of the Found Out Fallacy. In the last 2 chapters, we did the work. We established that your achievements are evidence, not arguments. We dismantled the myth of one more win, the lie that your security is waiting for you in the future. We have dealt with your past and your future. Now we deal with the present. We deal with the fear in the room with you right now. This is the sweat on your palms before you open your laptop. This is the jolt of adrenaline when your assistant says, "The CEO needs to see you now." This is the deep, sinking, visceral dread that tightens your chest when you walk into a high-stakes meeting. This is the core of the imposter. This is the found-out fallacy. The found-out fallacy is the specific cinematic belief that today is the day. Today is the day someone finally stands up, points their finger and says, "Fraud, we found you out. You don't belong here." Today is the day the entire house of cards you've built comes crashing down. Let's play out your fantasy. Because that's what it is, a fantasy. You're sitting at the conference table, your presentation is on the screen. You look at the faces, the COO, the head of finance, the CEO. What do you see? You see a jury. You see a panel of judges. You see a row of executioners. You see people who are smarter, faster, and more qualified than you, and you are convinced they are all just waiting for you to slip up. Your mind is not on your presentation. Your mind is on yourself. Did I check that number on slide 10? What if they ask me about the Q3 projections? They know I'm weak on projections. The COO looks annoyed. She knows I'm faking it. They are all looking at me. They are all thinking about me. They are all analyzing me. You are waiting for the moment. The gotcha question. The head of finance stops you mid-sentence. Wait, go back. That number, it's wrong, isn't it? You have no idea what you're talking about, do you? The fantasy is so real you can feel it. The flush of heat, the panic. Now let me tell you the truth. This entire scenario, the boardroom execution you just played out in your head, is a lie. But it is more than a lie. It is the peak of your own arrogance. You heard me. This fear is not humility. This fear is a narcissistic fantasy. It is a profound form of ego. You genuinely believe that in a room full of high-powered, high-earning, high-stress executives, you are the main topic of conversation. You believe that they all cleared their schedules, put aside their own massive fires, their own supply chain crises, their own multi-million-dollar problems, just to sit there and think about you. You believe they are all in silent telepathic agreement, all focused on one thing. Is this person good enough? This is the ultimate self-obsession. You have made yourself the star of a movie that nobody else is watching. Let me tell you what is actually happening in that boardroom. The truth. The COO. She's not looking at you, she's staring through you, she's thinking about the logistics contract she has to terminate and the legal fight that's coming. The head of finance? He's not listening. He's looking at his phone under the table, waiting for an email about the audit. He's worried he's going to be found out. The CEO? She's not wondering if you're qualified. She already knows you're qualified. That's why you're in the room. She's wondering whether you'll solve her problem so she can move on to the next of her 20 critical problems. Nobody is thinking about you. They are all trapped in their own heads. They are all the main characters in their own movie. They are all dealing with their own imposter syndrome. This brings us to the central command of this chapter. This is the truth that shatters the fantasy. You must burn this into your mind. They are not waiting for you to fail. They are waiting for you to lead. Start leading. Read that again. They are not waiting for you to fail. They are waiting for you to lead. Start leading. Your fear is a waste of their time. Your anxiety is selfish. You are sitting there trapped in your narcissistic fantasy of failure while they are sitting there waiting for a solution. They didn't block an hour on their calendar to watch you be nervous. They didn't come to this meeting to watch you apologize for existing. They came to a decision. They came for a plan. They came for leadership. And you are denying them that leadership because you are too busy making it all about you. It's not about you, it's about the mission. That's the key. So, what is the action? The action is a fundamental shift in your focus. The next time you walk into that room, you have a choice. You can walk in as the intern, obsessed with your own performance, asking, "How do I survive this? Do they like me?" Or you can walk in as the leader, obsessed with the objective, asking, "How do I win this? How do I get this room to a yes?" You must weaponize your focus. The intern's focus is internal. How do I feel? How do I sound? How do I look? The leader's focus is external. What is the objective? What is the problem? What is the next step? The moment you shift your focus from your performance to the objective, the fear has no oxygen. It cannot coexist with a genuine sense of purpose. You don't need their permission to be in that room. Your invitation was the permission. Your title is the permission. Your paycheck is the permission. Stop acting like you are on trial. You are not on trial. You are on the job. So, do the job. The job is to lead. The found-out fallacy is a ghost. It's a paper tiger. It only has the power you give it. It's a story you tell yourself to stay small, because small feels safe. But you were not hired to be safe. You are not paid 6 or 7 figures to be safe. You are paid to be effective. You are paid to take risks. You are paid to lead. From this moment on, you will stop this self-obsessed fantasy. You will recognize that everyone is too busy with their own problems to care about yours. This is not a curse. This is a liberation. If no one is watching you, it means you are free. You are free to act. You are free to decide. You are free to lead. They are not waiting for you to fail. They are desperate for you to lead. So, lead. You have stopped arguing with the past. You have stopped chasing the future. You have now exposed the found-out fallacy as an arrogant lie. You know the truth. They are not focused on you. They are waiting for you to lead. But this brings us to a new trap, a more subtle, dangerous trap. You've escaped the fear of their criticism. But what about the addiction to their praise? Many high achievers escape the found-out fallacy only to fall right into a new prison. A prison where their entire sense of self, their entire measure of their worth, is built on the applause of others. You've stopped fearing the boo. Now you must stop chasing the cheer. It's time to break the addiction to approval. Chapter 4: The Golden Handcuffs of External Validation. You have done the work. You have faced the found-out fallacy. You understand that they are not waiting for you to fail. They are waiting for you to lead. You have walked out of the prison of your fear. You have stopped worrying about their criticism, but you have walked directly into another cell. A more comfortable cell. A cell with velvet walls and a beautiful view. A cell that feels like freedom, but is, in fact, just a more subtle, more dangerous form of control. This is the prison of their praise. This is the addiction to external validation. These are the golden handcuffs. Let's be honest. This is how you got here. You are a high achiever precisely because you have an addiction. You were trained from childhood, you got the A grade and the praise, you won the game, and you got the trophy. You did the right thing, and you were called the good child. You learned a simple, powerful equation. Achievement equals approval. Approval equals worth. That equation built your career. It drove you. It made you work later, push harder, and climb higher than everyone around you. And now, that same equation is strangling you. It is killing you. You are now a puppet. You are a CEO, a founder, a top-tier earner, and you are a puppet. Others' opinions pull your strings. The opinion of your boss, the opinion of your clients, the opinion of the market, the opinion of strangers on LinkedIn. You don't make the right decision. You make the decision that gets the applause. You don't pitch the bold idea, the one that could change the game but might fail. You pitch the safe idea, the one you know the board will like. You don't set your real fee. You set the fee you think the client won't question. You have become a performer, desperate for a standing ovation rather than a leader focused on the mission. That's the key. This addiction needs a constant hit, a like on your post, a great job in an email, a smart point in a meeting, and you need it. You crave it. It is the fuel you run on. This is where we must use the critical analogy. External validation is junk food. It's sugar. It's cheap. It's everywhere. When you get that hit of praise, it's a dopamine spike. It's a rush. It feels so good. But what happens 30 minutes later? You're empty. You're crashing. And you are starving for another hit. It provides zero real sustenance. It cannot fuel you. It only makes you crave more. You are living on a diet of sugar, and you are wondering why you have no real strength. What is real sustenance? Real sustenance is internal validation. Internal validation is the discipline of owning your worth. Independent of applause, it is hard work. It is not a rush. It is a deep, quiet, unshakable power. It is the ability to finish a project, to know it was excellent, and to be completely okay if no one ever mentions it. It's not about feeling good. It's about being solid. This brings us to the most important command of this chapter. The mantra you must use to break this addiction. Your worth is non-negotiable. Your salary is, stop confusing the two. Let me say that again. Your worth is your core, your character, your discipline, your identity. It is fixed. It is permanent. It is non-negotiable. Your salary is a market-driven number. It is a metric. It is a calculation of your perceived value in a specific role at a specific time. It is, by its very nature, negotiable. You have fused them. You have taken a negotiable number and used it to define your non-negotiable self. When you have a bad quarter, does your worth go down? Or did your results simply fluctuate? When you lose a client, are you a failure? Or did the business encounter a problem? You don't need their permission to be valuable. You don't need a bonus to prove your worth. Your worth was established the moment you decided to be a person of excellence. The bonus is just the byproduct. You have a choice. You can keep chasing the junk food, living hit to hit, a slave to the great jobs and the smart points. Or you can start the hard discipline of feeding yourself. You can build your own internal validation. So what is the action? You must go on a validation fast. It's not about rejecting praise, it's about neutralizing it. From now on, when someone gives you praise, your response is simple. You do not deflect. Deflecting is weak. Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could have done it. You do not absorb. Absorbing is addictive. Letting it be the reason you feel good. You simply receive. You say, thank you, or I appreciate that. That's it. You accept it as data. They are pleased with the outcome, not as fuel. This proves I am worthy. This is a critical distinction. The second part of the fast is this. You must stop fishing. Stop sending that email. Just wanted to see what you thought. Stop asking, oh, did that make sense? In meetings, stop fishing for the compliment. Do the work, submit the work, and move on to the next task. Your job is to produce, not to be patted on the head. The final action is the most important. At the end of your day, you must be the only judge you answer to. You will ask yourself one question. Did I operate with excellence, focus, and integrity today? If the answer is yes, then you win, period. It does not matter if no one noticed. It does not matter if no one thanked you. It does not matter if you got zero praise. You did the work. You were an expert. Your worth is intact. That's the key. This is the discipline. It's not easy. It's work. It's the work of unhooking yourself. It's about detaching your identity from your function. Your worth is non-negotiable. Your salary is. Stop confusing the two. In the last chapter, we broke the golden handcuff of fear. In this chapter, we have broken the golden handcuffs of praise. You are no longer afraid of their criticism. You are no longer addicted to their approval. You are finally free. You are free from the entire cycle of proving yourself to them. So what now? If you are no longer proving, what are you doing? You are ready for the great pivot, the most important mindset shift of your entire career. You are ready to stop proving you belong in the room and start owning the room. Chapter 5. Stop proving, start owning. This is the center of the book. This is the moment the axis shifts. This is the great pivot. If you do not master this chapter, nothing else matters. In the last 4 chapters, we tore down the old structure. We stopped arguing with the evidence of your past. We stopped chasing the phantom of one more win in your future. We exposed the found-out fallacy as a narcissistic lie, and we broke the golden handcuffs of external validation. You have cleared the land. You have dug the foundation. Now, we build. Up until this point, your entire career has been defined by one single, exhausting action. Proving you are smart enough. Proving you are good enough. Proving you deserve to be in the room. Proving is defensive. Proving is weak. Proving is the intern's energy. Proving is asking for permission. Am I doing this right? Is this okay? Do you approve of me? From this moment on, that word is dead to you. You are done proving. Your new, singular, all-consuming action is this: owning. Owning is offensive. Owning is powerful. Owning is the CEO's energy. Owning is giving direction. This is the plan. This is the standard. This is where we are going. This is the pivot that will change your life. It is the shift from defense to offense. It is the shift from I hope I belong to I am the standard. It is the shift from justifying your existence to using your power. You must burn this command into your operating system. This is your new reality. You are not on trial, you are on the throne. Stop defending your position and start ruling from it. What does this look like? Let's go back to the boardroom. The prover walks into the meeting. Their energy is contracted. They are nervous. They are hoping it goes well. They brought 40 slides for a 20-minute presentation. Why? Because they have to prove how much work they did. They have to show every single data point, every single line of research. They are focused on their effort. When they speak, their language is apologetic. Sorry, I know this is a bit dense, but I just wanted to walk you through my thought process. This is just my opinion, but the prover is defending their right to have an idea. Now let's look at the owner. The owner walks into that same meeting. Their energy expands. It fills the room. They are calm. They are certain they brought 3 slides. Slide 1, the problem. Slide 2, the solution. Slide 3, the cost. That's it. They are not there to prove they did the work. Their presence is the proof. The work is assumed. They are there to get a result. When the owner speaks, their language is declarative. This is the problem. This is the solution we will execute. This is the investment required. The next step is the prover is focused on process. The owner is focused on the outcome. The prover asks for validation. Does that make sense? What does everyone think? The owner states the direction and asks for alignment. Are there any obstacles to execution? No? Then we are aligned. Let's begin. Do you see the difference? It is the difference between a request and a command. It is the difference between weakness and power. You have a choice. In every single email, in every single meeting, in every single conversation. You can choose to prove or to own. This is not arrogance. Arrogance is the prover's game. It's the found-out fallacy, making it all about you. This is confidence. Owning is about the mission. The owner has removed their ego from the equation. They are not thinking, do they like me? They are thinking, what is the objective and how do we win? That's the key. Your title, your salary, your office. These are not gifts. They are not things you have to live up to. They are tools you have earned. A carpenter does not apologize to his hammer. He does not prove he is worthy of the hammer. He uses the hammer to build the house. Your title is a tool. Your authority is a tool. Your 7-figure budget is a tool. Stop apologizing for your tools. Stop defending your tools. Pick them up and build something. You are not on trial. You are on the throne. The throne is your role. The throne is your responsibility. You were not given the throne so you could sit in it and worry if the chair is too big. You were put on the throne to rule, to make the hard decisions, to set the direction, to be the one who takes the incoming sign off your desk and replaces it with an outgoing sign. You are the source of the decisions. You are not the recipient of them. This is the discipline. It's not about feeling like an owner. The feelings will follow the action. You must act like the owner first. You must speak like the owner. You must decide like the owner. The Proverbs mindset has cost you a fortune. It's why you've spent 90% of your energy on managing perception and 10% on driving results. The owner's mindset flips that 100% of your energy now goes to the objective. The perceptions will manage themselves. The respect you are so desperate to prove you deserve, you get it instantly when you start acting like an owner. Because people are starving for leadership, they are desperate for someone to be certain. Be that person. You have a choice. Keep living as a defendant in the courtroom of your own mind, constantly on trial, cross-examining your own success. Or pick up the gavel. Be the judge. Declare the trial over. The verdict is in. You are qualified. You are competent. You are in charge. You are not on trial. You are on the throne. Stop defending your position and start ruling from it. You have made the pivot. You have chosen to own your space. You have accepted the throne. But as you sit there, you will feel the old voices, the old habits, the ghosts of the proverb trying to pull you back down. They will come in the form of excuses. They will whisper in your ear that your entire throne is a sham, that you didn't earn it, that it was all just a big mistake. They will use the 2 favorite words of the imposter. We must destroy these last 2 excuses. We must burn them to the ground so they can never be used again. Chapter 6. The Lie of Luck and Timing. You have made the pivot. You have stopped proving and started owning. You have accepted the throne. You are sitting in the chair of your own authority. And it feels uncomfortable. It feels heavy because the throne of ownership demands total responsibility. And your imposter mind is screaming it is fighting for its life. It cannot pull you back into the lie of proving, so it will try one last desperate tactic. It will try to discredit the throne itself. It will do this with 2 simple, poisonous words. The 2 favorite excuses of the high-earning imposter: luck and timing. How did you get here? Oh, I just got lucky. How did you close that deal? Honestly, it was just good timing. I was in the right place at the right time. This is a lie. It is the most disrespectful, insidious, and damaging lie you can tell because this lie is not directed at others. It is directed at yourself. When you say, I got lucky, you are taking decades of your own sacrifice, your own discipline, and your own strategy, and you are throwing them in the garbage. You are spitting on your own 18-hour days. You are insulting the degree you earned. You are deleting the thousands of hours you spent mastering your craft. You are erasing the risk you took when everyone else played it safe. You are doing this because luck is a comfortable lie. Luck lets you off the hook. Luck means you are not responsible. Luck means you don't have to repeat it. Luck means you don't have to own the power that you have. It's the ultimate imposter escape hatch. And we are going to seal it permanently. Let's redefine the word. You think luck is a random, passive, magical event, a lightning strike, a winning lottery ticket. This is a child's definition. We are not children, we are strategists. Here is the real definition, the definition of the owner. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That's it. It is not magic. It is an equation, and you are the one who solved it. Let's break down the two parts. First, preparation. The luck of your success began 20 years ago. It was the preparation for staying in on a Friday night to study. It was the preparation for taking the coding class, reading the extra book, and getting the certification. It was the preparation of mastering your craft when no one was watching and no one was paying you. You were not lucky to know the answer. In that meeting, you were prepared. You were not lucky to have the skill to fix the crisis. You were prepared. That wasn't luck. That was discipline. Second, opportunity. This is the right place, right time lie. Do you just happen to be there? You think it was an accident? You put yourself in the right place. You moved to the city with the industry. You paid for the conference ticket, you sent the cold email, you took the meeting that everyone else said was a waste of time. You strategically increased your surface area so that opportunity would have no choice but to hit you. A person sitting on their couch, unprepared, has zero surface area for luck. You, the strategist, the operator, you have been building your surface area for your entire life. You didn't get lucky. You hunted opportunity. You created the conditions for success. You have a choice. You can call it an accident, or you can call it what it was, strategy. This brings us to the new truth, the phrase that replaces luck and timing forever. It wasn't luck, it was leverage. You applied your skill, own the leverage. Leverage is the application of your preparation to an opportunity. You didn't get lucky on that deal. You applied leverage. What leverage? Your reputation. That's leverage you built. Your network. That's leverage you earned. Your negotiation skills. That's leverage you sharpened. Your data. That's leverage you researched. Stop giving luck the credit for your work. Stop giving timing the credit for your strategy. You don't need their permission. You don't need anyone's permission to own your own process. Why is this so hard? Why do we cling to this luck narrative? Because it feels humble. We are back to that old, polished fear. You are afraid that if you own your skill, people will think you are arrogant. You are afraid that if you own your strategic wins, your peers will be jealous. You are intentionally playing small, "Oh, I'm just a lucky guy," to make the people around you feel more comfortable. This is a betrayal of your potential. Your job is not to make other people comfortable. Your job is to win. Your job is to lead. Your job is to own the power you have and use it. You want to be humble. Be humble in your curiosity. Be humble in your learning. But be ruthless in owning your results. That's the key. So what is the action? The action is a language audit. From this day forward, you are banning a set of words from your vocabulary. You will never again say, "I just got lucky." You will never again say, "It was just good timing." You will never again say, "I was just in the right place." When someone congratulates you on a win, you will stop deflecting. You will not say, "Oh, it was nothing." You will look them in the eye and you will say, "Thank you. We were prepared for that opportunity. Thank you. My team executed flawlessly. Thank you. We applied the right strategy." This is not arrogance. This is accuracy. This is a fact. It wasn't luck, it was leverage. You applied your skill, own the leverage. You must do this for yourself. You must force your brain to accept the real cause and effect. The cause was your discipline. The effect was the win. This rewires your brain. It replaces the imposter's narrative of accidents with the owner's narrative of action. You have a choice. You can live as a victim of luck, tossed around by the winds of chance, never sure if you can do it again. Or you can stand as the architect of your success, a strategist who manufactured the win through preparation, discipline, and leverage. The victim has no power. The architect has all of it. You have now destroyed the final excuses. You have stopped arguing with the past. You have stopped chasing the future. You have taken ownership of the throne. And now you have finally admitted that you built the throne. You didn't find it. It wasn't luck. You are left with a terrifying, liberating truth. You are responsible. Your wins are yours. But the imposter has one final desperate card to play. If your wins are yours, what about your losses? The imposter will now try to fuse your failures with your identity. It will try to tell you that a bad result makes you a bad person, that a failed project makes you a failure. We must build the final firewall. We must learn the most critical skill of the high performer. Chapter 7. Decouple your identity from your results. We have come a long way. You have stopped arguing with the evidence of your past. You have stopped chasing the one more win in your future. You have taken the throne of ownership. You have destroyed the lies of luck and timing and accepted the leverage of your own skill. You are now in a new place, a place of power, a place of total responsibility. And this is where the imposter syndrome wages its most personal, most vicious, and most effective war. It has lost the battle for your past and your future, so it will attack you. It will attack your identity. The imposter's final strategy is this: fusion. It will try to fuse your performance with your person. It will try to convince you of one simple, devastating lie. You are your results. When you land the biggest client in company history, you are a genius. You are invincible. You are a king. And when you lose a client, when you miss a projection, when a project fails, what are you? You are a fraud. You are a failure. You are worthless. The found-out fallacy comes rushing back, not as a fear, but as a fact. See, I told you. The real you is the failure. The success was the lie all along. Oh, this is the high achiever's nightmare. This is the emotional roller coaster that burns you out. It's the high of the win, the catastrophic low of the loss. You are addicted to the wins because they are the only thing that makes you feel worthy. And you are paralyzed by the fear of loss because you believe a loss will annihilate you. This is not a way to live. This is not a way to lead. This is a prison. Today, we break out. We will perform the most critical operation of your career. We are going to decouple your identity from your results. We are going to surgically separate who you are from what you do. Here is the new rule. This is the firewall. This is the only thing that will truly give you the freedom to take risks. My results are data. My identity is solid. I will not let the data define the identity. Let me say that again. My results are data. My identity is solid. Let's analyze this. What is a great leader? What is a top-tier professional? What is your identity? Your identity is your character. It is your discipline. It is your resilience. It is your integrity. It is your courage to show up. It is the process you follow. These things are non-negotiable. They are permanent. They are solid. What are your results? Your results are a quarterly report, a stock price, a profit and loss statement, a client's yes or no. These things are data. They are feedback from the market. They are variables. They are temporary. They are not you. You have confused the scoreboard with the player. Let's use an analogy. A great quarterback, a world-class quarterback, he throws an interception. Does that make him a fake quarterback? Does that make him a bad person? Does it erase the hundreds of touchdowns he has thrown? No. It is data. The data shows that his process was wrong on that play. He read the defense wrong. He made a poor decision. He failed the rep. He does not go into the locker room and say, "I am a fraud. I am a worthless human being." He goes to the monitor. He analyzes the data. Why did that fail? What was the mistake in the process? How do I adjust the process so the next rep is a success? He corrects the process, but his identity as an elite quarterback remains solid. That's the key. You, the high earner, have not learned this. When you throw an interception, when you lose the client, you don't analyze the data. You personalize the failure. You make it mean something about you. I'm a fraud. I'm not good enough. I'm a terrible leader. This is self-indulgent. It is weak, and it is useless. It does not solve the problem. It makes you the problem. You have a choice. You can treat your failures like a verdict on your worth, or you can treat them like tuition. You can treat them as data you paid for. Okay, that project failed. It cost us $50,000. What did I just learn for $50,000? What data did I just purchase? I learned the market is not ready for this feature. I learned our supply chain is broken. I learned my sales team is not trained on this product. That is valuable data. You take that data, you fix the process, and you go again. Your identity as a strong, resilient, intelligent leader is not only intact, it has been strengthened. Because you just proved you can survive a failure and get smarter. This is anti-fragility. My results are data. My identity is solid. I will not let the data define the identity. This is the true freedom. This is the only way you can own your throne. An owner who is terrified of one bad quarter is not an owner. They are a hostage. A leader who is paralyzed by the fear of making a wrong call is not a leader. They are a liability. When you decouple, you are finally free to make the real calls. You are free to launch the bold project. You are free to take the massive risk. Why? Because you finally understand that if it fails, it is not a verdict. It is just data. You will not die. You will not be exposed. You will simply have learned. You will have paid tuition. What is the action? You must change your language around failure. From now on, you will never say, "I am a failure," or "I failed." You will say, "The project failed. The pitch failed. The strategy failed." This is not avoiding responsibility. This is precision. You are locating the failure in the process, not in the person. "I am a failure" is a dead end. The strategy failed is a starting point. It is a problem to be solved. You must stop using the words good and bad to describe yourself. I had a good day. I had a bad day. No, I had a productive day. Or I had an unfocused day. I am good at this. Or I am bad at this. No, I am practiced in this skill. Or I am unpracticed in this skill. This is the language of an owner. The language of a professional. It is the language of data, not of identity. You have a choice. You can remain fused to your results, living and dying on a roller coaster you cannot control. Or you can decouple. You can anchor your identity in the rock of your character and your discipline, and you can let the data of your results be the waves that crash against the rock. The waves will not move the rock. The waves will only inform the rock. You have stopped arguing with the past. You have stopped chasing the future. You have taken the throne. You have owned your leverage. And now you have protected your identity. You have built the firewall. You are free. You are powerful. You are solid. and you have no excuses left. This is the part where the work truly begins, because now that we know what you are hiding from, we must calculate, what has it cost you? The imposter syndrome is not just a feeling. It is a tax. It is a thief. It's time to find out exactly how much you have been paying to stay small. Chapter 8. The Silent Cost of Hiding. We have done the intellectual work. We have built the firewall. We have decoupled your identity from your results. You know your achievements are evidence. You know you are the owner, not the proverb. You know your identity is solid. You have no more excuses. And now that your excuses are gone, you must face the truth. You must look at the bill. You have treated your imposter syndrome as a feeling, as a quirk, as a stressor. You have called it humility. You have called it being grounded. This is a lie. It is not a feeling. It is a thief. It is not a quirk. It is a liability. It is not humility. It is sabotage. This chapter is the audit. This is where we calculate the exact price you have paid for indulging this fear. This is the silent cost of hiding. Let's give it a name. Let's make it real. Let's call it the imposter tax. The imposter tax is the 20, 30, maybe 40% of your total potential, income, impact, and legacy that you voluntarily sacrifice every single year. You are paying this tax. You are paying it in exchange for one single poisonous thing, the illusion of safety. You are paying a king's ransom to stay small because you believe small is safe. You believe if you hide, no one will find you out. This is the central lie. Your humility is just polished fear. It is costing you a fortune. Let's do the math. Let's make this painful. Let's start with your money, that client. Last quarter. Your gut told you the project was worth $50,000. You knew the value you were bringing. But the imposter whispered, "They'll never say yes to that. That's too much. That's arrogant. What if they laugh?" So what did you do? You put $30,000 on the proposal, and they said yes instantly. Without even blinking, you felt relief. But you should have felt sick. That $20,000? That wasn't a discount. That was the imposter tax. You didn't save a client. You paid $20,000 to avoid a 30-second conversation that scared you. Think about your salary. Your last performance review, you delivered 30% growth for your division. You saved the company $1 million on the Johnson account. You earned a 50% raise. You earned the big bonus. But when the time came, you asked for 15%. Why? You told yourself you didn't want to seem greedy. You didn't want to rock the boat. This is a lie. You were terrified they would say no. You were terrified they would challenge your value, so you negotiated against yourself before you even walked into the room. The difference between the 50% you earned and the 15% you got, that is the imposter tax. Your humility is just polished fear. It is costing you a fortune. This is not stress. This is self-embezzlement. You are the one robbing your own bank account. You are stealing from your own family. You are taking your money and lighting it on fire to keep yourself warm with the feeling of safety. It is a pathetic trade, and it is your choice. But the money is just the start. The money is the smallest part of this. The real tax, the unforgivable cost, it's the opportunities, it's the scale, it's the impact. Let's talk about the whale, that dream client, that company you know you could help. You haven't pitched them. Why? I'm not ready. I need a better website first. I need one more case study. Lies, lies, lies. You are hiding. And while you are preparing, while you are waiting, your competitor, who is less skilled than you but more courageous, is in that meeting. They are closing your client. They are cashing your check. They are building your legacy. The cost of that one safe decision is not just one contract. You just sacrificed an entire future. That's the key. Let's talk about your team. Why are you still checking every email? Why are you still micromanaging every report? You call it quality control. You call it having high standards. Let's call it what it is. You are terrified to lead. You are afraid to delegate. Because delegating means trusting, and trusting means owning the result. If you do it all, you get to be the martyr, the hardest worker. You are not a hard worker. You are a bottleneck. You are strangling the growth of your own company and your own department by hiding from the real job of a leader. The job of a leader is not to do the work. It is to build the team that does the work. Your refusal to lead is the imposter tax you pay every single day. It is the cap you have placed on your own success. The book you didn't write, the company you didn't found, the speech you didn't give, the no you didn't say to the C-level client, which cost you the capacity to say yes to the A-level client. The silence in the boardroom when you knew the strategy was wrong but you were afraid to speak. Add it up. Add up the millions in revenue. Add up the impact not made. Add up the legacy not built. Look at that number. That is the true cost of hiding. This is not a feeling. This is a catastrophe. Your indulgence in this feeling of doubt, it is selfish. You are robbing the world. You are robbing your clients, your team, and your shareholders of your full potential. You are hiding your talent. And for what? To protect your feelings. To avoid a moment of discomfort. Your humility is just polished fear. It is costing you a fortune. The audit is over. The numbers are on the page. You are staring at a lifetime of self-imposed debt. You have a choice. You can look at this number, feel shame, and go right back to hiding. That is the weak choice. That is the intern's choice. Or you can get angry. You can get furious. You can finally decide, right now, that you are done paying this tax. You are done being the thief and the victim. You are done letting a feeling dictate your financial reality. But how? You cannot think your way out of this. We've thought. You cannot hope your way out. Hope is not a strategy. You must act. You must build a system. You must create a non-negotiable ritual that forces your brain to accept your wins. A system that proves to your nervous system day after day that you are not a fraud. It's time to stop hiding your wins. It's time to start banking them. It is time for the primary action of this entire book. Chapter 9, The Ownership Ritual, How to Bank Your Wins. You have just completed the audit. You have looked at the bill. You have seen the thousands, perhaps millions, you have paid in imposter tax. You feel that cost, and you should be angry. Anger is fuel. Anger is energy. Now we will use that anger. Because the time for thinking is over. The time for analyzing is over. Now comes the work. You cannot fight a feeling with a thought. You must fight a feeling with an action. You must fight an illusion with discipline. This is the most important action in this entire audiobook. This is not a suggestion. This is not a tip. This is a command. This is a ritual. Why a ritual? Because your imposter syndrome thrives on you forgetting. It thrives because you dismiss your wins. Your brain is wired to remember the one thing that went wrong and ignore the 100 things that went right. Your brain remembers the one word of criticism, not the 1,000 words of praise. Your programming is broken. We are going to reprogram you. The imposter's power is in vagueness. It is in feelings. We are going to destroy it with data. We are going to crush it with physical proof. We are initiating the ownership ritual. And the core of this ritual is your new most important tool, the evidence ledger. This can be a physical notebook. I recommend a physical notebook. The act of writing burns it into your brain. It can be a private document. I do not care. What I care about is that it is non-negotiable. This is like brushing your teeth. This is like going to the gym. You do it every single day, whether you feel like it or not, whether you are tired or not. Because the days you feel like the biggest fraud are the days this ritual is most critical. Here is the process. It is simple, it is brutal, and it works. Every single day at the end of your workday, before you shut your laptop, you will open your evidence ledger, and you will do 3 things. Step 1, document 3 wins. These must be specific. These are not tasks. Answered emails is not a win. That is existing. These are decisions. These are actions. These are outcomes that you created. Bad entry. Had a meeting. Good entry. Led the team meeting and made the decision on the new marketing direction. Handled the objection from finance with data. Bad entry. Worked on the project. Good entry. Solved the supply chain block by calling a new vendor. That was my call. Good entry. Pitched to the client and asked for our full fee without apology. They said yes. Good entry. Finished the difficult presentation a day early. I was disciplined. These are your wins, small and large. The size does not matter. The consistency does. Step 2. Document 1 deflection or feeling of doubt. This is critical. You must catch yourself in the act of sabotage. You must shine a light on the imposter's behavior. Example: when John said great presentation, I said, oh, it was nothing. That was a lie. It was an excellent presentation. I spent 10 hours on it. I accept this. Example: felt like a fraud when they asked for my Q3 projection, but I know the numbers. The feeling was false. Step 3, the declaration. This is the most important sentence. At the bottom of every daily entry, you will write one single line. I accept this evidence. Not, I feel good. Not, I am great. It is a cold, logical, legal declaration. I accept this evidence. You are closing the file for the day. Why does this work? Because this is not positive thinking. This is training. This is building. You are building a physical database of your competence. You are creating an archive of your achievements. The imposter syndrome is just a feeling. It is a whisper. It is an illusion. And you are about to bring facts to a feelings fight. The next time that voice whispers, you're a fraud, it was all luck. You will not argue with it. You will open your evidence ledger. You will look at the last 30 days. You will look at the 90 documented wins, and you will silence that voice, not with an opinion, but with overwhelming proof. This is the key command you must repeat. Document. Do not dismiss. Your wins are your armor. Build your armor. Every single day you do this, you are adding one small link to a code of chainmail. One day is nothing. A week is interesting, but 365 days? After a year, you no longer have feelings. You have armor. You are bulletproof to your own doubt. The voice may still come, but it cannot penetrate. It cannot hurt you. It just pings, harmlessly, off the proof. This is the discipline, this is the work, this is the act of self-worth that looks like a military drill. Because owning your value is not a passive thing, it is a fight. And this is your weapon. You have a choice. You can listen to this, say, that's interesting, and do nothing. That is the intern's choice. That is the choice of the imposter. That is the choice that keeps you paying the tax. Or, you can buy the notebook today, you can make your first entry tonight. You can decide that you are done robbing yourself. That is the owner's choice. You have built the system. You have built the armor. You are no longer on defense. You are no longer a victim of your feelings. You are finally protected. You are armed. You are ready. And now that you are no longer busy fighting the doubt, what will you do with all of that energy? Now you are ready for the final stage. Not just surviving the doubt, but living beyond it. You are ready to become the final form. Chapter 10. The Unapologetic Leader. Living beyond the doubt. You have walked through the fire. You have faced the paradox. You have dismantled the lies of luck and timing. You have taken the throne of ownership. You have decoupled your identity from your results. You have audited the cost of your fear. And you have built your armor. The evidence ledger is in your hand. You have all the tools. You have all the weapons. And now you are standing at a new beginning, asking the final question. What now? What does it feel like to live this? Does the doubt, does the feeling ever go away? Let me tell you the one final liberating truth. No, the doubt never entirely vanishes. Anyone who tells you it does is selling you a fantasy, the insecure intern you used to be. He doesn't die. He just gets demoted. He's no longer the CEO of your brain. He's been moved to the mailroom. You will still hear him muttering in the background, complaining about the work. You will still hear that whisper of, "Are you sure?" And this is the greatest realization. The goal was never to silence the doubt. The goal was to rob it of its power. The goal was to stop listening to it, to stop obeying it. The goal was to take the steering wheel out of its hands. That's the key. The doubt is no longer your director. It is no longer your master. It is just noise. It is a signal that you are pushing the boundary. It is a sign that you are playing at your edge, and you will acknowledge it, and then you will ignore it. Because you are no longer the imposter. You have become the unapologetic leader. This is your new identity. What does this mean? The unapologetic leader is not arrogant. Arrogance is the loud, frantic defense of the imposter, the found-out fallacy. Chapter 3. The unapologetic leader is not noisy. They do not need to be. The unapologetic leader is solid. They are grounded in the evidence of their own competence. Chapter 9. They are anchored in their identity, not their results. Chapter 7. Their power is not in what they say. It is in their presence. When they walk into a room, the energy changes not because they are trying to dominate, but because they are certain. This new identity brings with it one final massive shift. The imposter's entire life is a desperate search for validation. Do they like me? Am I smart enough? Am I safe? Am I worthy? This is the intern's selfish internal monologue, Chapter 4. The unapologetic leader operates from a completely different place, a place of contribution. The unapologetic leader does not walk into the boardroom asking, "Am I good enough?" They walk in asking, "What does this team need from me right now?" They don't ask, "Do they like my idea?" They ask, "Does this idea serve the mission?" They don't ask, "Will this make me look good?" They ask, "Will this win?" This is the final liberation. You have finally gotten over yourself. You have stopped making it all about you. And you have started making it about the work, about the team, about the impact. And this is where you must understand the final cost of hiding. Your old imposter syndrome, your humility, it was just polished fear, Chapter 8. And that fear was, at its core, a profoundly selfish act. You thought you were protecting yourself. You were robbing everyone around you. Your silence in that meeting, when you knew the strategy was wrong but were too afraid to speak, was not humble. That was selfish. You prioritized your comfort over the company's success. You stole the team's idea. Your refusal to charge your full fee that was not nice. That was selfish. You robbed your client of the full value of your service because you were afraid to own it. You robbed your family of the income you earned. Your inability to be a strong, confident, decisive leader, that is not being careful. That is selfish. You are robbing your team of the certainty they need to do their jobs. They are waiting for you to lead Chapter 3, and you are hiding in your own doubt. You must accept this. Your playing small does not serve anyone. It costs everyone. You have a responsibility to be as powerful, as successful, and as big as you can be. It is your duty to your shareholders, to your clients, to your team. Your success is not just for you. It is a responsibility. Which brings us to the final mantra, the new rule for your new life. Stop apologizing for the space you take. Start using the power you have. Read that again. Stop apologizing for the space you take. Start using the power you have. You were hired to take up space. You were promoted to take up space. Your salary is a direct payment for the space you are expected to fill. Stop trying to shrink. Stop trying to fit in. Your job is to be the biggest, most solid, most certain presence in the room. Your job is to use the power they are already paying you for. You have a choice. You can finish this audiobook and go back to hiding. You can resume paying the tax. Or you can accept your new identity. You can accept that your responsibility is greater than your comfort. You can choose to be the unapologetic leader. This is not an end. This is day one. This is day one of you living as an owner. The work is not over. The real work is just beginning. The work of building the ledger every day. The work of choosing contribution over validation in every meeting. The work of using your power even when the old voice whispers. You have the tools. You have the armor. You have the mindset. You are no longer an imposter. You are a leader. You have completed the training. You have received the instruction. Now you must face the final challenge. We are at the end, but your work is just beginning. For the last 2 hours, you have listened. Now you must act. We have gone to war. We defined the high earner's paradox, why your success feels like a fraud. We destroyed the myth of one more win. We exposed the found-out fallacy as a selfish lie. We broke the golden handcuffs of external validation. You made the pivot. You stopped proving and started owning. You dismantled the excuses of luck and timing. You decoupled your identity from your results. You audited the catastrophic cost of hiding. You built your armor with the evidence ledger, and you have finally become the unapologetic leader. You have the tools. You have the truth. The doubt will come back. Listen to me. It will return. But it no longer has power. It is no longer in the driver's seat. You are. Your humility is polished fear. It has cost you enough. Your achievements are evidence. Your worth is non-negotiable. You are not on trial. You are on the throne. The question is no longer, am I good enough? The question is, how much more am I willing to claim? Your true wealth, the money, the impact, the legacy is waiting for you. It is waiting for you to accept it finally. Go. Take it. It is yours. Your work on the imposter is done, but your journey as a high achiever is not. You have confronted your doubt. Now you must confront the other forms of self-sabotage that are still capping your potential. Your next step is to click on our next audiobook. Find the video on this channel titled, How to Stop Self-Sabotage, Emotional Intelligence for High Achievers. Master your doubt, then master your discipline. Click that video now.